Hi there, a very good morning and good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm live with another session with you all. And as promised, I'm live on a Thursday morning. Hope you are doing well and hope your investment and trading journey is also going well. The markets have been up and down and has been range bound, as I explained. Last time around that the markets will remain range bound as we go along. But things are getting better on the small and mid cap front. And I believe that probably going forward this year, small and mid cap should end up doing pretty well. So we'll discuss about that. We'll discuss about a couple of larger stocks which has come to very interesting levels now from a 2 3 year perspective. So we'll discuss that. Plus, I'll answer your queries and we'll have a discussion on sports as well as we have every time I come online. So PPS Gupta, hi, a very good morning to you. Muhammad Ismail, walaikum salam. Hope you're doing well. Abhishek, salam to you as well. Hello, DG. I hope you're doing well. Uh, Mr. Prasad, namaste, namaste to you. And hope your day is also going well as well. Venkat, a very good morning to you. So, hope more people join in here. And for we as or as I am a sports buff, watch a lot of sports of cricket, hockey, soccer. Uh, there are a lot of things to talk about in terms of sports as well. Javed, walaikum salam. Hope you're doing well, Javed bhai. Uh, so let's discuss that so that more people join in the next 3 4 minutes, and then we'll begin the session in earnest. So basically, India did extremely well to win the first one day international. Virat Kohli with another century, and he has come out big time after 2.5 years of lull. And hopefully, he would be one to catch up to Sachin Tendulkar. 100 hundreds, it would be difficult even from here. 27 centuries, and probably he's about 35, so around 5 7 years of more probably cricket left in him. So but 23 27 hundreds, let's see where that leads us to. Probably what BCCI can do is play more one day internationals, because he is one of the best, probably the best at the moment, in terms of batting in one day internationals. So India play very less ODIs now compared to T20s and even test matches. So that's what BCCI can do. But magnificent performance again. The bowling did not do that well. I still believe we should have four proper batsmen and seven all rounders in there, or seven players who can bowl. Uh, Whether they bat, probably three of them bat, and like that. The loss of Rishabh Pant being not in the side, and probably I fear that he would not be in the side for the World Cup as well. It's going to take a lot of time for the recovery. It's going to hurt. So I don't know how far KL Rahul, being a keeper, would go along, but that's how it is. So that's the match that India is playing. The Hockey World Cup begins tomorrow. India take on Spain, the Men's Hockey World Cup. So looking forward to it because of the performance of India in the Olympics and the way they have played in the FIH Pro League. So, pretty positive on that front. At least we should make the semifinals and we'll take it from there. So, if we make the semifinals, we have a chance of getting a medal uh, in the World Cup after many years. I don't remember the last time when we got a medal, probably in 82 or something like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes. Uh, Relatively easier group for India. Probably Spain and Wales. India should win that, although Spain has been an Achilles heel earlier for India in the late 2010s or something like that. But lately we have beaten them. We have beaten them in the Olympics as well. So pretty comfortably. So it's going to be interesting. The first match could be a slip up for major teams. It's difficult the first match, first we get going, and you don't get many opportunities with four teams in the group. So India need to get their act together immediately. I'm surprised that there are not many warm up matches before the World Cup, but they are more or less prepared. So it's going to be big from tomorrow in the hockey arena. So that's something to look forward to. Manchester United in the EPL doing pretty well to be in the top four, the way they have come back. So looking forward to the EPL matches on the weekend as well. So coming back to the markets, as I explained, so markets are doing their own thing. As I said, 18,000 to something like 17,000 could be the range. I won't be surprised in the next 1 month if we end up going to 17,000 levels over this period. Uh, so one has to tread very carefully in terms of trading into the market. The market is giving opportunities, but you have to be extremely swift in order to book profit and make money. And today it is down around 90 100 points, the Nifty. Even the mid and small cap are slightly lower. But what I am right now noticing is that IT and pharma is trying to bottom out. So these sectors are trying to bottom out. One has to look at these sectors. I will come up with a video soon on the mid cap IT picks that I have with the correction that we have seen over the last 1 year, year and a half. But I think that those sectors are looking good for a big move on the upside. So in terms of the market, I believe that mid and small cap this time around this year could end up doing well. By the end of the year, we would think that we should have been in some of the small cap companies or mid cap companies which are less than say 20,000, 15,000 crores, or less than 50,000 crores. In terms of mid caps, I think they will end up doing well. There are uh, a lot of corporate triggers in some of the companies, so they are doing their own thing. uh, so let's begin this session with talking about a couple of companies that I believe are at very interesting levels, even from a 2 year point of view. If somebody wants to buy a fresh and take positions forward, or you can hold it if you have cash. Very good, decent, I mean, top level companies these are, and they have been performing exceedingly well over the last decade or so. And now, after a little bit of correction, and especially in one of them, they are looking very attractive. So the first in this list, in this couple of stocks, Asian Paints. I believe Asian Paints, although it is a large cap, it is a nifty stock, and with a lot of lines with the oil prices, raw material cost, and the fact that inflation is high and they cannot probably overall probably pass on the prices completely. But the way the stock is trading at currently at the levels that it is trading at, it looks pretty decent enough to buy around 3,000 levels. I think around 3,000, Asian Paints is a very decent buy. It has slipped below 3,000 and is looking even better. One, you can say, disclaimer I want to make here is that both of these companies are in my portfolio. So kindly take my suggestions with a pinch of salt, because I have positions in them. I might be biased, might not to be, but at 2,900, Asian Paints look extremely attractive at around 80 times earnings. That is on the lower end of their of their PE that the company is trading at. Yes, 1 or 2 quarters might be slightly difficult, but over an 8 quarter period, if you want to hold till end of 24, I won't be surprised if you can probably get it at a 4,200, 4,500 in a couple of years' time. And then you will think that, okay, those were the times, probably the best times to get into something like an Asian Paint. So this is one stock to really aim at. Top stock, pedigree stocks, top management, no doubt about the corporate governance, etc. Large company, nifty company, which has come down 20% from the top, and it is in the consumer domain. Normally, these consumer stocks, you hardly get at 15-20% down from the top, which Asian Paints has reached. So Asian Paints is my first pick. Uh, I believe that one can start accumulating, and over a period of say something like 15 to 18 months, you will see how everything changes, because everything is good at a price. So once it is down, you cannot just sell Asian Paints all the way to 2000 or something like that. It will be very difficult unless some corporate governance things comes about, or something happen in that front. Uh, Otherwise, I don't see Asian Paints being hammered even more from here, from these 2900 levels. So that's my first pick, even from 2 years point of view. And somebody who wants to build the portfolio from 2800 is a strong support for the company. And remember that once we have the summer season upon us, and once things get going, I think every summer or every year, summer is a harsher month to tolerate up to. So this is something to probably accumulate. Remember that normally these kind of consumer companies, remember VBL has got into making or producing or packaging chips, etc. as well. Normally these kind of companies trade at valuations of 70, 80 times, between 70 to 80 times, with earnings expected to be around 24, 25 rupees for this year. Remember, their year is the calendar year from January to December. So this year we expect around 24 rupees of earnings for VBL, that's Varun Beverages. We are trading at below 50 times FY23 earnings, which is extremely attractive. Long term PE average is around 55, 60 for it. So very attractively priced at the moment. Downside is very limited. 1100 probably is the worst it could go to. And once March, April comes in, I you will see a sentimental surge in the stock, and the numbers will be even better this time around. That's what I feel. Again, a stock that I have in my long term portfolio over the next 2 years. I won't be surprised if you see 2000 plus on the stock. That's a huge upside I'm looking at from the company. 1800 to 2000 is uh, a realistic possibility by end of 2024 or early 25. By then, 2.5 years time, you will see the stock hopefully around say uh, 2000 levels or so. So very good stocks, two companies. I mean, Varun Beverages is a market cap of around 85,000 crores. You have something like Asian Paints at a 2.4 lakh crore market cap. Both are down. Varun is down something like 15% from the top, trading at attractive valuations with the kind of growth it is showing, 35-40% profit growth. Asian Paints with very low growth comparatively, but at a reasonable PE compared to the PE it was trading at earlier. And normally it trades at 90 to 100 times, trading at 75, 80 times. Very attractively priced is something like Asian Paints. So both look good. Would love to hear your comments on both the stocks as to what you feel about both the companies. But I feel that these two companies could give you decent returns with very low risk. The downside in both the stocks is pretty limited. All right, so I'm ready to answer your queries. Kindly use the super chat sticker feature that will help me grow the channel. That will help you ask me questions and eke out answers in greater detail. Uh, Sally Andona. So yes, Asian Paints you bought yesterday. It is down. Just be patient. I feel 3600 is a given over a next 1 year, and then maybe 42 to 4500 over a 2.5 year period on the stock. Even if you want to take a 2.5 year investment bet, this looks very good. So that's the question. See, Check Freeman, decent acquisition. They've spent a little bit more than what probably the market would have envisaged, and that's why uh, uh, the stock could have done even better than what it has done. But the thing with Sona BLW is that the valuations are not that attractive compared to other auto companies, auto ancillary. I understand that their business is a unique one, but there are other companies like Jamna Auto, other companies like there are many other, you can say, auto ancillary companies coming at very attractive levels. Once Europe recovers, something like Motherson Sumi etc. will become even more attractive. So that's the call I have on that stock. All right. What else? So Kaplan Point, Manoj, I feel is attractively priced, and I feel this is one of the pharma companies that one should definitely look at these levels. It has not fallen a lot, and the business per se has been doing reasonably well in a very difficult environment. So yes, it is in a consolidation mode, but the kind of numbers it has produced with the kind of situation we have in Europe and US, I think once things recover, Kaplan Point could be one of the pharma companies that could definitely do extremely well. So yes, positive on the stock, but I don't know when that will happen. So one has to be patient, but overall performance, company, the kind of business it has, very positive on the company. That's all I can say. Again, Javed by Tarsan Products, very decent company that has come down. One can accumulate from these levels, but the valuation may get, you can say, cheaper. I don't know. I mean, this PE contraction thing that is happening all across the board, whether it is consumer, pharmaceuticals, IT, industrials, you name it. This may continue for 6 months maximum. And in that period, you can see these stocks even go down 10-15% from here. But you don't know. The recovery could start happening from February onwards as well. So it all depends on how recovery in US happens, what kind of whether rate hikes stop, and then later on we have rate cuts. Uh, Although the Fed has said that or has ruled out any rate cuts this year, but I still believe that eventually they'll go ahead of the curve like they were behind the curve, and eventually probably in the second half of this year they'll have to cut rates, and that's when these companies will start performing big time. So that's my call. So Javed bhai, yes, at these levels one can buy, but again you have to be patient. You will be taking a 10-15% risk here, but the move upside move could be big on all these IT defense kind of pharma kind of companies. Bajaj Finance look good now, but remember the kind of numbers it has produced. Normally, I don't talk of financial companies, but I do track this one. So, what the commentary and the numbers have told me is that the heydays of Bajaj Finance, which began in 2014-15, even earlier than that, I think it was around 2013-14, is probably coming to an end. The decade-long run, if somebody would have bought in 2013-14, my suggestion would be that it's time to book complete profits and then look at some other companies from a 1 decade perspective. That's the call. It will give you decent returns, but again it has become like a cash cow kind of a stock, in which you'll make 20%, 25%, 15, 18%. But from these levels, yes, you can make 15, 18, 20%, but then the stock will again retrace back because the numbers may not come in for the next 2-3 quarters. That's the call on something like Bajaj Finance. Not that positive, Binod, on CAMS numbers has to support. There are other companies doing much better, and they are being bought into. I mean, they are coming at even cheaper rates. I'll come up with the IT, you can say, video. You'll have a look at that as well. Uh, so Coal India, Baljit, I'm not a fan of all these government firms, although they have done well lately, but I don't track much of them. Uh, Probably at around 210, 215 would be a better levels to buy Coal India at. If you have bought at 230, hold on to it and accumulate more if you get, if the stock falls around these levels. So I don't know why Preveg is going up after my analysis, but Preveg is a very decent company to probably look at. I have not even seen the stock price as to how it has done, but looked attractive. That's why I put up the video, but no understanding as to why it has gone up. Probably there might be some news I'm not tracking at the moment, but if the stock is doing well, it's good for those who would have bought into it. So Baljit, Maruti at 7,000 is a buy. At these levels, one can just hold. Around 10,000, you can book profits. So that's a call on Maruti. So Sigachi is something I hold, so that's a disclaimer. They have given some warrants, some shares, preferential shares to some groups, and probably the market wanted larger players to get in or prominent players to get into the stock, which has not happened. So the stock has fallen from around 340. I believe the kind of valuations it is trading at, we believe that FY23 it should come out with 17 rupees of earnings, so it's not even trading at 20 times earnings. I feel there's a big upside possible on something like Sigachi. I think 700 is a possibility on the stock in the next 2 to 3 years. So that's my call on that stock. All right, guys. So thanks a lot for being online. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you get my video straight away when I post it. And kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.